Good afternoon. Thank you everyone for tuning in to this edition of the Northwest Chamber's member interview series. We are back after our winter hiatus, and joining us today are the co-owners of Quench, Infusions and Wellness, Adrienne and Marsha Carter-Hall. Hello.
Hi. Thank you for having us.
Thank you guys for joining us. Well, as you know, my name is Emily Winters. I'm the executive director here at the Chamber, and the purpose behind these interviews are to be able to get to know our members a little better, both personally and professionally. So let's jump into some questions.
Okay.
So how did you guys originally get into the world of healthcare and wellness?
So we started this business primarily for the pandemic. Marsha was working at the ER and during, COVID, it was just everyone was so scared. And I was currently in acupuncture school. And I said, I see her come home and just kind of like depleted and just mentally and physically exhausted from working those shifts at the ER. I said, you know what can we do? What can we do to help? Like, we're nurses. I've been a nurse for almost 20 years. Marsha's been in healthcare nursing 20 years. And so naturally we want to help the community. And so I originally thought about acupuncture, but I couldn't do it because I didn't have my license yet. And so Marsha said, what about IV hydration? And I'm like, IV hydration, like what? And so she took a course in IV hydration, and we started out with immunity drips and infusions and injections to help with folks that were trying to boost their immune system, to arm them with the tools needed to fight COVID or to recover quickly from the illness. Well, the illness has to shed a week or so, but they were feeling better sooner. And so that's how we started. Just our purpose was to try to help people, and then it just kind of evolved from there.
Yeah. And everyone always says, being part of the Chamber, I see it all the time. COVID was such a tough time for people to start businesses, but when everyone's number one priority quickly escalated to health, that probably really helped give you guys a boost, and people were really seeking out different options on how to get and maintain their health.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So
We saw
with
that
what
a lot.
you guys do, you're constantly trying to help everyone boost their immune system and stay healthy and learn about what those options are. But, what is it that you love most about your field?
I'll let you answer that one first.
Okay. We love most that we really help people feel and look their best. Our clients tell us all the time, that they feel so much better when they just come into the space. They feel better after the treatments that they get with us, be it IV hydration or the vitamin injections or any of the aesthetic treatments that we have. They just feel good, and that it just rubs off on other people, and the energy that we have when they come inside, along with them, just being hopeful of the treatments, helping them alleviate pain or inflammation or different things like that. Even, sometimes women, they complain about looking tired, or they feel tired and they look tired, and no one wants to either, right? And so it just is nice to hear them feeling better, hear them reporting to us that they feel better. Yeah. So I think that's the most rewarding part. And what would you say?
I would say, so I will say, I want to put a caveat to that. So from the IV hydration part, we have kind of evolved into aesthetics and then the wellness. And so what Marsha's talking about, looking their best, Marsha does aesthetic procedures to help anyone look and feel their best. So that's the look and feel. The feeling is the IV hydration, and looking is the aesthetics. For me, I really feel that I'm able to see the outcomes in what I do. Because in nursing, you work your shift and you go home and you don't see the outcome, like if they're feeling better. But here, it's sort of like an instant. Within 24 to 48 hours, we get the feedback that, hey, I feel so much better, or I feel less inflamed. And so for me, that's really rewarding because I get to really see the outcome of what we're doing, our treatments.
Yes, and our work here, it just feels purposeful.
Mhm.
It's not just something to do. And so when people tell you that they feel a difference, it just makes you like, well, this is great. It's nice to know that you're helping, just like how Adrienne said.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good perspective too. I mean, I feel like we all go to the doctors or go to the hospital and it's just like a revolving door of patients and healthcare providers, but you're doing something that's, more long lasting and relationship building.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's great. So over the last 3 years, being in this business and seeing these turnouts happen and building these relationships, has there been a favorite moment so far or a success story that you guys have really it's resonated with you?
Would you say like from a client perspective or us owning the business from?
I'd say either. I mean, just one that sticks with you, someone who's had a really good, experience with you guys.
Yeah, so it's twofold. So from a business perspective, when we first started, just because the IV hydration business wasn't very popular here, people did hangover drips in like Vegas and like, on the West Coast and like down south when it's hot. When we first started it, we didn't get a lot of, people, they weren't coming to us. And I'm like, man, I guess they don't really need this service. Like my feelings were hurt because I really came out to help people and no one's coming, right? And so when we moved to Reisterstown, and that's when it just like opened up, and I'm like, people really need the services and they really like us. And it was like an aha moment for me, and it made me feel good from a business standpoint to know that people are actually seeking out services and leaving all these 5-star reviews. And I'm like, wow, this is really great. From a client perspective, we had a client that came in that had really bad stomach issues, and we wound up staying late for her, to come in to be seen, and we were able to give her some relief after 48 hours of, just really, really ill. And so that made me feel good. I mean, yeah, we were accommodating, can you please stay open late? And we did. And it kind of made me feel good that we were able to help her in that moment.
And I'd just like to add to what Adrienne said, for me, I agree with everything that she just said. Also, from a nurse practitioner standpoint, being able to see that, because we do weight management as well. So being able to collect labs on the clients that are starting on their weight loss journey and see that they're pre-diabetic, that their A1C, their blood sugars have been elevated, that their cholesterol is very high, so they're at an increased risk of diabetes, heart attack, and stroke. And then after working with us for about 6 to 8 weeks, and longer, because our program is usually about 90 days or so. So 6 to 8 weeks, we're seeing the numbers drop drastically, pulling them back away from that chronic disease progression is really life-changing.
Yes.
And so, because no one wants diabetes.
No.
So, and no one wants to have a heart attack or a stroke. And so when you collect that data and you actually start a plan that's specific and customized for them, and then they see that they're turning the corner, their health is turning the corner, then they start to prioritize wellness. We see that time and time again.
Yes.
So that would be my takeaway.
Yes, and I can attest to that because I was pre-diabetic and did the weight loss program, lost the weight, got out of the pre-diabetic phase. And so now I'm motivated to try to keep it off. It's hard, but I'm trying to keep it off. So yeah, it is life-changing.
And you have that experience to share, you've gone through it, what the risks are, and people can come in for any reason, but you guys are a lot more hands-on, where it's just like, okay, you're coming in, getting a prescription and walking out, but like you're actually seeing them through to this success. And that's got to be memorable and just something that you love.
Yes.
Sure. So with all this motivation and initiative that you guys have, is there a word or a phrase that you like to live and work by at Quench?
Yep. My favorite,
What is it?
we are more than just a drip. And the reason why I say that is because we look at our clients holistically. So it's not just the physical. Some people come in and we don't just talk about what type of infusion you want. We talk about, what's going on with you, what's going on, because everybody knows that stress is the main cause of disease. And so we look at the client's whole picture. We talk to them about everything. We give them tips and tricks on how to manage stress, how to manage their wellness and things like that, more than just what they get when they come in, what they think they're getting an infusion. We just kind of tackle everything.
I love that. More than just a drip.
Yeah.
That's good. I like that because it's true.
Yeah.
So what about sounds or noises? I mean, I know, Marsha, you definitely had a very depleting job before what you're doing now, and everyone's got something that relaxes them or motivates them at the spot. I mean, do you guys have music that plays, or do you like quiet and peaceful ambiance? Like, what is happening at Quench?
So when you come into Quench, first, soon as you come into the door, you're greeted by everyone that's lovely, happy. We're always in a good mood because we love what we do, and so does our staff. And so people feel that from the front door. You have a wonderful aroma that kind of hits you as soon as you walk in. It's permeating throughout the space to relax you and calm you and just kind of zen you out. And then we have nice music playing in the background, which is usually no lyrics, but more so just tunes, jazz, a little modern jazz though. So there's like a little beat to it, but it just, all of it together works wonderful. So you have the aromatherapy, you have the smooth tunes, and then you have the wonderful ambiance. The color is calming inside.
Yeah, it is.
And people don't rush out of here. They don't. They're not like in and out. They're like getting their service, they're talking, they're making friends, they're meeting other people in the community.
We have comfy chairs with massagers and heat.
Yeah.
And so yes, it's the full package when you come here.
Yeah, and it sets the tone for your service and entices you to want to come back.
Yes. Absolutely.
So getting to know you guys a little more personally, obviously you love what you do. It's very clear, it comes through your passion. It's very inspiring. But is there a profession that you would have liked to attempt or would still like to attempt at some point in your life?
Marsha likes to do everything. Okay, she could have been in IT. She could have been in marketing. She could have been the CEO of any type of business. She has had, this is her second business. She had owned a daycare some years ago. Yeah,
I didn't know that, Marsha.
Yes, I love children. I just love so many things, but yes, Adrienne is right. I did on the daycare. Probably would do it again another day, but I don't know when. I would have the time now. But honestly, what would I have picked, Mark? I like to cook as well, and I'm very good at it. Blogger. I know. I would probably, maybe later in life, I would probably do like social media marketing and maybe blogging and content creation. I really like that. I don't know if you've seen the Quench page, but we enjoy putting out good stuff so people know what we're doing.
Yeah, you guys always do the reels and all this stuff, but it's kind of nice because when you own your own business like you do, like you are doing a lot of that stuff. You're wearing a lot of those hats, so you kind of get to experiment with all those little tasks and stuff.
Yeah, not me. I do not know anything about social media. She just tells me to stand here and now speak, and then that's what I do.
You and me both, Adrienne. We are in the same boat.
Yeah. So for me, I've always wanted to be a nurse. I've always wanted to be I always wanted to be, as a 5-year-old, I want to be a baby nurse. And so I got into NICU nursing, and now I'm in the U.S. Public Health Service. But and then I said, I want to be an acupuncturist. So here I am. I just finished up waiting on the license. And so, okay, if I could have done anything, I probably would have done written jingles, because I am really good with marketing and coming up with slogans and jingles. Like,
I love that.
Yeah.
Well, we may have to talk later. I love that.
She's really good at it.
that's a creative outlet that not a lot of people like or can do like that quickly. And I love that.
Yeah.
That's great. Okay.
Thank you.
So probably our most important question that we save for last is always going to be, you know, you guys run this business, you have seen it all, you're still going to experience a whole lot, but at this point in your life, what is the one business lesson that you wish you would have known prior to starting your career?
I would have to say that it takes time. It takes time to get the business up off the ground. It takes time to figure out who your target client is, and who you originally set out to help may not be the person that you end up helping once the things get going. It just takes time. So you have to grant yourself grace for being inexperienced as a business owner, and honestly just, and keep everything kind of aligned to your original vision so you don't stray too far away. That's what I would say. Just give yourself some time, grant yourself some grace, and just continue to be consistent. Consistency is what got us to where we are today. Quench is a profitable and sustainable company because we were consistent. And that's what I would say. What about you?
Ooh, I would say creating some healthy boundaries between work and home, because as a business owner and you're trying to get things together, it spills over. And the next thing you know, you get burnt out. And so that's what I would have learned. I would have probably kind of prioritized some things, business, but when you're home, you got to learn how to cut it off, because it could kind of overtake your entire day. Next thing you know, years are going by, you just work, and you have no time for self. And so we're all about self-care. And so it's very important to have that in place.
Those are good. I mean, I think, Marsha, yes, there's so much time and grace that we all have to allow ourselves, but a lot of the time people are so impatient and they just want the results, that instant gratification, and it's not going to come. And Adrienne, I agree with you too. There's so many people who they make it so easy now to work from home that we all just think, hey, I have 5 minutes before my show starts or before I have to throw in some laundry tonight, so I'm going to get some work done.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I understand that. Well, I just wanted to say thank you, ladies, for joining us today. It's been a pleasure working with you. I'm glad to have you as part of our network. And I invite anyone who is interested in their services to reach out to Adrienne and Marsha at Quench.
Yes. So if you're in the area, please come by to stop. You stop by and see us, or you can just come by and say hello, sit there and just kind of hang out with us, whether it's an infusion, tox, or acupuncture, or you just need a break from the kids. You come by, sit in our nice, comfortable chairs and just kind of chill out with us.
Well, we love it. Make sure to stop up in Reisterstown and see them. And we hope to see you guys next time.
Okay,
All right,
thank
thank
you.
you.
Bye, Emily.